here that come up.
Is that what we see it's like you got the whole, it looks like they're, yeah.
Right here.
You've been putting them in,
Yeah, I got new ones sitting at home, I haven't put them on yet. It's the same as this. Same exact thing. So I can't show you that. That gets strapped on right now. So that this is tied into the boat. And this is all sitting here like this. And the two straps will be on here. That's something I gotta do before I go dive with it again. So that would be tied on with two straps. If I flip this boat, this does not go anywhere. And I know, because I flipped the boat.
Did you put those straps on yourself?
Yeah, I put all the stuff on. Some are screws with anchors, most of them are pop rivets. I got all these. I put a lot of different things on here. These are new handles, they were rotted. This is 20 years old.
Right, but the idea of maybe what to use to really secure it for diving might be something that you have to modify your.
Yes, you gotta modify
so
things. You have to modify it. Don't be afraid of modifying it.
Yeah.
All this here, I put all this on. I put the anchor in here.
It'll come with
Okay?
minimal.
I put my little holder
Oh,
for
yeah.
lights at night. I put this little strap across here. I put two here for holding stuff. Through the years, things have changed, but that's what I do. I put things on. Okay, so in reality, this is strapped on. Sorry, I can't strap it and show you, but that is what it is. Into there.
So even if they come loose a little, they won't go anywhere.
If it comes loose,
So
it's really, you're gonna have a chance to grab it.
So Dino, did you put extra eyelet hooks onto it
Yes.
on your kayak?
I put
Yeah,
them
for
on
tie
where I
down.
want to. There's no set procedure with this.
Yeah.
This
Each
is what
person will
you
find their
think you
own-
like.
Yeah, find their own.
I like all this attached, where when I'm sitting in this thing, I have a seat here, of course. I flip the seat down, I turn around, and I put one fin and put it on. I take the other fin, I put it on. But when I take one fin off, I can't lose that fin, it's still attached.
Okay, so you're doing that in the boat
In
before,
the
and then
boat.
you just roll off into the, what you've got.
Yes, sir, I'll show you that in a minute.
Okay.
I'm just setting it up right now, so we'll
Yeah,
get to that in a little
yeah,
bit. But this is all tied in good. This can't come out, even if it goes like that, it's not going nowhere. It's good. And if I do take one fin, I don't take the other fin. Everything is separate, which I like. I like separate. This is how I go about down in the bottom. My anchor is 150-foot line. There's my anchor. If I'm gonna be spearfishing, lobster hunting, or anything I'm doing, I'm gonna take my tools and tie them on here. I got clips, of course, that you just clip on and off. So, all your tools should have those. The lobster tools, everything you have. And you clip them on here. I take this, and as I said, this is my way. Is it the right way? There is no real right way. It's what's comfortable for you.
You go off the beach?
Huh?
You go off the beach or a dock or something?
I go off the beach. This here is tied right here. So I loop it on here. I can also loop, and which I use a lot, is a phone. I loop the phone in here. And I put my phone in here. Can't lose my phone. It's in here, closed, watertight, good. I can just throw it in here and I can use it. Use my phone. So I got my guidance. I can use by GPS, by Google. I can hit a spot that I want to hit on the beach, from the beach. I can go and hit a certain coordinate, and I know that reef is there because I've got a lot marked, and I can hit that, which I do all the time.
Is your own private marks, or?
I have a lot of private marks. I have a lot of marks that are on different things that I have. I have a South Florida nearshore, which a guy invented years ago, did and mapped, and it shows all your reefs. And Garmin, old Garmin CS 60, something like that, you could actually take that, put it on here. Here, I have my second part. I have one for parts.
It's rain. No shower.
Florida.
This is a parts one.
go back.
But if you put this on here, it knows where you're at, and I leave it on top. And if I see something on the reef that I like, I can come up here and hit a mark. And then I can take this, put it on my board and ear shore, and it shows the reef. And it shows me where I am on the reef when I mark it. So I could put those borders in the back of the reef. I have another one of these at home.
Up enough out of the water.
And you roll in.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're trying to pick yourself in. Your fins just kick you right up in there. So it's simple to get in. And you just kind of roll in like a fish out of water. And you're fine. So getting in and out of kayaks is really easy. So anyway, you got your gear, you got everything there, you got your mast tied on, everything is tied. If I hit that surf and a wave dumps me over, you'll laugh it off because I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna have to turn my kayak over and show my shame and continue paddling.
Yeah.
As everybody says, look at that idiot going on, you can't even get off the shore.
I know.
And it happens, just don't lose your gear. If everything's tied, you're fine. If you forget to tie something, it's gone, don't even bother looking for it, you're not gonna find it. Lobster, tool, maybe my spear gun. I take this here, I'm in 80 foot of water, I start throwing line out like this, if I can do it. I'll throw a bunch of line out, okay, I got roughly 80 foot out there, I'm good to go. I know I got more than enough to hit the bottom. Take this, open it up. These are great little anchors. I throw my tools and everything over. I don't care about no one. That's gonna hit the bottom. When it hits the bottom, current's gonna take this and take me and put me wherever that current's going. It's just like a dive boat. I got a dive anchor going to the ground. I can feel them secured, I can feel it bit in. If it didn't, I might want to let some more line out. I might have to pull it up and let some more line out. Something, since I'm talking, I didn't do is I'd be running this out of line because I never tightened it. See? That would have been a bad move. You gotta lock it. There goes my anchor. There goes that dive. Okay, so, see, you lose the whole kayak that way. So, you're down, good. Now we're gonna take the seat. I'm gonna move forward. Go ahead.
Is there anything up to this point that would happen that would make you cancel the dive?
Waves are way too big for you.
Okay, so once you're in the water, so far, you
If
feel...
I see that, if I see the waves are too high, it's axe. If I don't tie my lock on my my anchor, it's axe. Because my anchor just went bye-bye.
Yeah.
Okay? If I didn't connect something up and I lose my fins, it's done.
Okay, so that's what...
So, you know, you can't lose anything. You gotta get out there. You can't, you have to be regimented not to make mistakes. You gotta take your time and make sure you do the right thing. Your anchor is a very important thing. You do your anchor. Once your anchor's done, you take a minute, you breathe. Take a minute, breathe, you're ready to go again. So, second thing, mask. Put your mask over. Always have your mask around your neck before you do anything. From there, I move my seat, I slide forward, and I put my seat in the back here, and I hold it down. Turn around my seat. Take one fin, unstrap it, put one fin on. If I roll that thing, I got a fin, the other fin's still gonna be tied on. You never know what's gonna happen. Next, I put the second fin on. Now I got two fins on, or maybe nothing, maybe one second. Okay, my boots are already on. I paddled out with my boots. So, got my mask on, got my net, got my fins on. At this time here, I put a little bit of air in my BC, because that's the next thing. I unstrap it, of course. Put a little air in it, and just toss it over. So that's floating. That's floating. Don't have to worry about BC. Turn around, put my gloves on. Of course, I tied my paddle on already, and I jump overboard. You jump overboard, don't just jump overboard and kick. There goes, use that whatever the current of the kayak after. You know, well, try to hold on depending on the current. The current can take you, just like like on a boat.
Do
Come
you
up
ever
to a
trail a
boat.
line or anything?
I'm sorry?
You ever trail a line or anything? Something-
Well, I got my BC with 6 foot of line here.
Okay, so that'd be your line behind.
I'm going for the BC. Wherever I throw my BC, I'm going for my BC.
Yeah.
Okay? So, now if there's a lot of current, that BC could be back here and trying to go away. But it's tied on, so it's good. So I'll come up and I'll grab the BC and I put the BC on in the water. It's floating. Just on your BC, flip it on. You're still tied to the kayak. You don't have to worry about going nowhere. You got your BC in your hand. Don't worry about the kayak. Don't worry about anything. Just worry about your BC. Get your BC on. That's your job. Just one thing at a time. Got fins. You got your mask. It's already up because you jumped in the water. You put your mask on. You're ready to go. BC, let that cable hang. It'll dangle down. When you come up, you can grab it and flip yourself. First thing you do when you come back, you want to see that line. It'll go down, 6 foot down. So when you come up, flip yourself, take your BC off, kick yourself in on the way back. In the meantime, you just unclip yourself, you got your hand on your kayak, but you unclip yourself. Then you come up, you might have to come up, it could be a hard swim. Might have current, I don't know. Might be no current. Sometimes it's so calm, it's just, you're just smiling from ear to ear. Like,
This is a great time.
And on our first one, that's how it should.
So-
Right, exactly.
So you come to your anchor line, and just like a boat, if it's a lot of current, you go down your anchor line. If there's no current, just go down. You don't need the anchor line, you can see it. Down here, the water's clear. You can see, 80 foot down, you'll see pretty much of it in no time at all. You'll see the anchor line, follow it, whatever. So you go down, you get your tools. Tools are all kept sitting here. Everything's down to the bottom. You're down to the bottom, and you grab this thing and you get
Hopefully
this
it'll be a
all-
little less
because the current will straighten it all out
Yeah.
for you.
on the way there.
Yeah. This I gotta roll up. My demonstration of the line pulling out is a little excessive.
I think something to point out though is for anybody who is interested in this, the idea of practicing before you go on to do it first time, the putting on and off your BC. I know everybody's had to
Yeah,
do it
yeah.
in the class when you got trained, but if you haven't done it in a while,
You need to do it.
It's, because everybody, like some people will do the roll it over your back, some people will do the arm in, arm out, but you need to get proficient with how you will put your BC on in the water, and practice that before you go do it in the ocean.
So they take this and open it up, no sausage, and put a little air in it. And all of a sudden my tools come off the ground, put a little more air in it. There it is, just barely, right there. Okay, that's perfect. So that's what I want. This is to stay, the sausage will hold this up in the air with the tools. Tools are hanging here, but it doesn't want to float up. It's just kind of hanging. Perfect. You want good,
Yeah, you want to get the buoyancy right in your gear.
buoyancy right, you're set to go on, because now it's just behind you.
Does your sausage have a little relief valve on the top?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So that's something to look for potentially as well. Not much smaller. Yeah, your really small ones don't have that noise.
Swam over there and left my boat anchor there. I kind of keep an eye on it, I make sure the anchor's good before I move it, But I had all that stuff down there, so it didn't matter. There's no wake, there's no sausage. So it's gonna pretty much stay there. So I like to go over there and go a little while with it. I'll come back to it, put the air in the sausage,
Dino,
lock this in.
one question, would you recommend letting someone know where you're going, what you're doing,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and
Well, you should let
what
somebody
time
know.
you're going to do it and stuff
You
like
should
that?
absolutely do
So
that.
that somebody expects you back at action.
You should absolutely do that.
Okay.
And that would be the safest thing to do.
That's like if you go hiking,
If you go hiking and
anything that you're gonna do like that,
That's
yeah,
right.
let somebody know.
That's right. When
what
when the
to-
bear,
yeah.
when the grizzly bear gets you, you wanna know where they're supposed to look for your meat and potatoes.
Right.
So, that's all. So I'm just gonna grab this anchor, and I'm just gonna let the current take. I'm gonna go drift dive, just like I do with boats.
Man, that's
I see something over there. Oh, look, up. Bury my anchor. That's locked. Go do what you want. Lobster. Oh, I need a lobster tool. Keep some lobster.
But that, you've been very happy with that size anchor. To me, it seems small.
That's all you need.
But that really works.
When I throw it over with all my tools and this, and And all this stuff's laying on the bottom of the ocean.
Right.
There's a lot of weight down there, it's not going anywhere.
But I think what I
And this is all
it's
down the
also
ground.
pulling more laterally than up.
Well,
Because
my
of the fact you've
kayak,
got that.
exactly.
Yeah. Because if it, yeah, it's just things
Because
to think about.
that's a lot of weight with my, my
Mhm.
spear gun, maybe
Yep,
my,
yep.
my tool, my lobster bag, there's things on there.
Yeah.
You know, can you put a chain on here, a long one? Some guys do, I don't. I don't see the necessity for it.
Yeah.
This always seems to bite in.
Oh, I
I'm always
think-
hitting a reef somewhere, it's a small anchor, it doesn't do a lot of damage to a reef.
Yeah.
Like what Brian's asking about was, I think the term for it is scope. Like the amount of line you have out to the angle of your anchor, so your
Mhm.
anchor
Yes.
digs in versus your kayak. Because you said you're in 80 feet of water, you drop 80 feet of rope. So when you get down there, if your anchor isn't set, do you just let a little more rope out until it is setting well?
Here's the thing,
Because
when
if
you're
you're pulling
doing this,
up versus pulling
Yeah.
this way,
Yeah.
the anchor will bite going this way.
Yes.
But up this way,
It
it will
rips
pull
it
right
out,
out.
yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
But since this is hitting first and
Yeah.
dragging this, that's giving me some, what you're talking about. Now, when I go and do this, I'm estimating my depth, because I know roughly where I am on the reefs. So I'm estimating that I need X amount of line.
You mark
So-
the line?
I'm sorry?
You mark your line?
No.
Like this, you don't have any foot marks?
I just guess.
Okay.
It's a good guess. It's a-
Yeah.
Nah, I don't.
But
You
for
could,
the beginner, that would
you
be
could
Yeah.
mark it, but, you
Yeah.
have to count it all as you forward.
They have line that's pre-marked too. You can.
I just throw enough line up, and I try to let it die, I go, that's enough. Throw accurate. It always works.
Things to think about.
So I really like the drift dive, I like to be able to stop my drift dive if I see something. If I'm in a nice part of the reef, I might see some fish, I wanna go spear fishing, I might wanna get some lobster, I might wanna whatever, take some pictures, you can take your camera, just don't lose it.
You know, like kayak,
It's never gonna get old, is it? Sadly.
She didn't hear me though.
No, yeah.
I'm the one that flipped the kayak. I bought the camera, another camera.
They were laughing at me because everything on my kayak was tied off like this, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, shit, of course." I might be in 80 foot of water, but I'm probably spearfishing. I'm probably 30, 35 feet, 40 feet. I'm just gonna hover there. So I could, with this 120 tank, I could be up there for 2 hours. I'm not ecoing, I'm okay, I'm fine with it. And, you know, if I see something, I'll go down for it. If I see some lobster over there, I might go for it. If I see something special, I might go down anyway. So depends on what I'm doing. I don't always hug the bottom of the ocean, depending on what I'm doing and where I'm at. There's a really nice, really pretty reef, I might be hugging that reef. But if I'm somewhere else and the reef isn't that pretty, I might come up and I'm looking for fish. So, you know, 'cause you got more visibility. Anyway, it's a hunt machine, and that's really what I like about it. And you have it with you. It's there. If I catch a fish, I can come up, put it in here. I can put it in my bag behind me, and that bag's back there. Big Gray comes and wants it, he can take it. Put it in my arm. Okay, well, he wanted that fish more than I did.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, it's all there. First thing I do is my sausage. I'm down at the bottom. I know I'm down at the bottom, but I want to get rid of that sausage. I take the air out, I blow it up, I put that nice and neat, and then I use my dive reel. And when I'm going up slow, and I'm diving, I'm bringing up my dive reel.
Oh, so you use that like as an ascent. Now you're totally disconnected. You're just all both floating together, and you just go in your
drifting,
ascent.
I'm going up. I hit my position where
Yep.
I want to break.
Just go.
I'm just hanging on it. Okay, looking around. I still got a lot of air maybe. Oh, I see a fish. I might want to get on it. I can clip that and go right back down if I want. Depends on how much air I have. Maybe I'm just gonna continue my ascent. When I get up to my boat, my anchor line is that line is all the way in. You don't want this line loose. You don't want it to tangle you. You don't want to get tangled in the line. You just don't want to do that. It's a mess. So, sausage first, then start going up. I can hang. I don't have to worry about my up and down. I can just put a little bit of weight to me and hang on my kayak. So, you know, I can stay exactly buoyant where I want to be without being buoyant. I just got a little bit of weight there.
Do you follow the third rule when you're doing for oxygen? With your tank?
My what?
The third rule, you know, you go down with X amount of air and then
Thousand to
for
get you where you're
maximum,
going,
and then-
1,000 to look, 1,000
Yeah.
to come back.
Come up at 1,000 pounds?
Yeah. you're
Depends on how
supposed
big
to-
I am. I usually come up with pretty much nothing.
Yeah, I think that's a little different.
Yeah.
Better than I agree.
Yeah, if I have air, I ain't done.
So they say, oh, God, just
Right, right.
push it in, it's
I'm
gonna
done.
burn.
That's a
Listen,
personal.
don't do what I do. I don't say to do what I do. I was down the Keys, and I came, I was swimming with a big black grouper, and I left everybody, because I didn't care. That black grouper, and I just left everybody. And, by the end of that dive, I touched him, he grunted at me, we're swimming next, and I really enjoyed him, and he was, from me to you, we were just swimming together. And all of a sudden, it started going, and I went, I'm out of here. I was at 30 feet. I surfaced.
Yeah, I know you did it. you've
Now,
done
when I
it so
surfaced,
long, so-
I seen the boats around, because there was there, you know, it was crystal clear. And I surfaced, and I said to the guy, I said, where's so-and-so boat? And he said, that's over there. I said, okay. So I start swimming, he says, are you out of here? Impossible. These amateurs.
When doing this and coming up on the surface, have you ever come up and been disoriented, realizing nothing looked like where you expected you were
The
gonna
shore
be?
return.
You mean where I was gonna be?
Yeah, where you expected to be, you
Down
were
South
so far
Florida,
off.
that current goes north or south.
Right, exactly.
So I know when I paddle that I'm going to this end, and I know that I'm not gonna get no further.
You
than
haven't
this
come
end.
up so far off that it's been an issue, you're
I
like,
know.
oh crap. Yeah.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna paddle in straight, because there was no current. And I went, reef, it was so calm, I paddled at a third reef. I hit that third reef at 90 foot, and then I came over to the second reef at 45 foot by the time I was there. So I'm decoing the whole time.
So Dino, what's the shore look like when you're 2-3 miles off on the third reef at all times? Can you see the shore easily and see all the landmarks, or does it look like a tiny little
Yeah,
bitty?
you see the
I'll show
waves?
that to you, I got a picture of my
Yeah,
phone.
because I was like, as the waves going on, do you see it? And then you don't see it. And you see it,
Yeah,
you don't
that's
see
true.
it.
Yeah, you should be able to still see it, dude. 2 miles.
This picture I have is 3 miles out. You already clipped, so now you can take the PC off and let it float.
Oh, no.
Let your PC float, got a little bit of air in it. Kick yourself up in, just roll in like a dead fish, real easy with your fins on. Keep your fins on. Sit backwards on the kayak, put your leg on the one side, other leg's on the other side, so you're straddling the kayak.
Yeah, we're
You grab the neck of your tank, and you just kind of lean back and bring it up on your leg and just roll it in.
kind of.
Just, and so when you're doing it, you're leaning to this side as you're pulling it up. And you don't pull your arm, you just kind of lean.
You know, let the weight of it do its own work, yeah.
And then just roll it in. Tanks in the beach, right in there. And then exactly, as soon as you get in there, you tie it. Once you tie it, you got your mask is still on your neck because you took off your thing. You got to keep the mask on. Okay? When you take your one fin off, put your one fin on. Lock it. Take your other fin, lock it. Always lock it. Lock everything. Everything's locked. Okay? And then from there, turn around, put your seat back together, flip everything down, check your phone, whatever you want to do, and that's it. You're done.